Good morning, everyone. My name's Jordan McLucky, and I'll be the replacing project director for Andrew Summers for Transport for New South Wales, and I'll be taking over the CBD and Southeast Light Rail project. So, the New South Wales government has recently decided for a reform of the leadership team for New South Wales Transport, and hence I, along with five other members, will lend our expertise in infrastructure projects to deliver this project without any more delays or extensions of the current revised budget. So please, if you could, share as much information within this meeting for this week's PCG meeting minutes to ease my and my colleagues' transition into the project. And it would be good if you guys could also introduce yourselves, your role and a few responsibilities, maybe some info about the project too, if that'd be okay. So from what I believe, Outrack are constructing 12 Ks of light rail with 19 stops and a bridge over the Eastern Distributor and a 2.2 kilometre tunnel under Moore Park. So this network will significantly improve access to health and educational precincts and provide a reliable, regular transportation service to the community. And our objectives are to deliver this project efficiently and effectively. So as a project director, my main responsibility is to provide leadership, advice and direction to project managers and other members of the PCG, such as yourselves, in relation to problems, risks, project approaches, and just general management. This leadership will be driven to complete the project without any cost or program overruns, given the current project status and completion projections. So I've been briefed by this Andy Summers, who was the previous project director, about this project, and he believed that the most exhaustive problem for this project has been the demanding new Ausgrid guidelines for handling utilities and the recent discovery of the 400 odd disused utilities under George Street. So that will be causing anticipated delay. However, the separation of the project into 31 zones at the start means that we can focus our resources into another zone to minimize the overall delay for the critical path. So without further ado, let's look at this week's meeting minutes, meeting 34, which is up on the screen there. Right, so health, safety, and environmental. Actually, first, in attendance, if we scroll up. So in attendance today, myself for Transport New South Wales, unfortunately, project manager and financial officer and our CA can't make it today. And there's a lot of people from Outrack here today, which is very, very, very good. But the foreman and PM in action, I believe. So cool. First and foremost, health, safety, and environmental, which is a major focus for this project. So who's the WHS coordinator? Jared.
I'm the WHS coordinator. My name's Jared Schumann. Some of my roles are to make sure everyone on site's following the WHS guidelines, make sure everyone's got the opportunity to attend and do training and induction, and communicate all issues for like safety and all of that through to all the contractors and anyone that needs to know any issues that are occurring. This month, we've had no injuries, thankfully. Rubbish being taken out daily to minimize risk. According to the plan, we've also followed all of our traffic management plans and sediment control plans to also minimize risk, help the efficiency of the site, and everyone's been wearing the correct PPE, so the site's been going pretty well this month so far.
Yeah, so are you out on site every week or a couple of days
out there most days just to make sure everyone's following everything, make sure there's no hazards getting made, and resolving any issues on site that needs to be resolved.
Cool. And no incidents to report
None for the last month.
None for the last. Okay, cool. Very good. Nice to meet you, Jared.
Nice to meet
Program
you.
and progress. So the construction status. The site manager. That's Lee.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Mutz, and I'm the site manager for the CBD and Southeast Light Rail. Mainly for the CBD areas. My responsibility is to ensure all work activities are completed as per the project standards and to coordinate these activities so that they can meet the desired time and cost restraints. So far for the CBD section of the light rail, all substructure works have been completed for the tracks, and approximately 4,700 metres of track has been laid in the CBD. Upcoming works will involve work such as the delivery of light rail vehicles, installation of smart poles and lighting, line markings, traffic signals and signage works, and curb, gutter and pavement works, is just to name a few. However, the current progress of the project was delayed by more than 5 months due to a major issue we had between Market Street and King Street of Zone 5.
Yep.
Our construction team intersected approximately 400 disused underground utility cables and water pipes. Since we had to contact Ausgrid to test and make sure that these cables were still active, it set back the project by more than 5 months. The excavation period was meant to finish before Christmas of 2016, but didn't finish until early of May 2017. The major setback delayed the critical path due to misinterpretations on the contract and guidelines from Ausgrid. Based on Ausgrid feedback, it was my job to coordinate the works to avoid and intercept the cables. Even after fixing the problem, the project still felt the effects, as work packages that were supposed to happen ended up having to be cancelled or rescheduled, such as the delivery of tracks and the installation of underground services. The project still feels the effects to this day, as all work packages up to this day had to be rescheduled and reprogrammed as per that issue we had. So yeah.
That's great. And with the program progress, the program update, so revision 22 of the Sydney Light Rail program has been extended. So practical completion has been extended by 3 weeks this month. Yeah. So start of zone 29 to begin end of this month, November. Yep. And cleaning for zone 26 to be completed for handover. Cool. So with the program, could you please provide me with a summarized report of delays and as a result, like loss of contingency reserve? Just so I can track the different delays and their effects, and try to minimize that in the future.
Yeah, sure. I'll definitely be able to get that to you by next Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, that's next meeting next Tuesday, the 21st. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Next section of the meeting minutes is head contract and financial. If we scroll down. So CA for our track, Alan.
Yeah, so my name is Alan Jonikov. I'm the contract administrator. Some of my role and responsibilities is to audit both new and existing proposals and develop contracts that fit the scope of each proposal. And also to keep a database to track the progress of all contracts to ensure that all work is carried out with the appropriate speed, accuracy, insurances, and certifications. It also there's responsibility to ensure that all contracts are reviewed and renewed before they expire. So for contract head variations, include the extended stop added in Randwick, causing additional cost in the budget and time extension on the project. Meaning contracts would have had to be a bit of variations during this period. Additionally, design variations were present during the time, especially the design of the track on Allison Road, which was not approved and paid until later in the project. Provisional sums have also been added. So the Auditor General reported that the total cost of the project will exceed 2.8 billion, which is above the revised cost of 2.3 billion published in January 2018. The provisional sum that were issued by the builders and workers include site work costs, materials such as steel and metal, safety bars and equipment. $153 million of additional costs are due to omitted costs for early enabling works, the small businesses assistance packages, and financial costs attributed to project delays. Extension of time has occurred, hence, due to delays on the project have caused major disruptions and cost overturns in the project. The original completion date of the project was scheduled to finish in March 2019, but due to technical and legal issues, the development is going to be published in March 2020. Additionally, due to the project's Spanish subcontractor, Acana, allegations and statements, it pushed the project further to May 2020. As a result of these EOTs, this caused disruptions in the budget, putting an additional $500 million on top of the original $1.6 billion, putting a total of $2.1 billion. So the ETO was brought out due to illegal disputes with the Spanish subcontractors, Acana, causing immense delays, and the major contract contributed to the extension of the time of the project. These allegations were the fact that ground plans were different. Every time they dug a hole, there was something underneath that Acana didn't know about, hence causing delays and cost overruns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan. Next section, 4.1, handover schedule. So, final clean and defect inspections. Our track to arrange final site cleaning prior to handover completed zones, 24. So, it'd be good to get that the final site cleaning for this zone done, so transport can begin to conduct defect walks, and then start the handover period. Transport for New South Wales to complete the defect inspections for Zone 25, and that this is for final defect rectification by the 1st of December next month. Yeah, so our track, once we're able to complete our defect walks by the 1st, our track can start beginning the defect rectification, so we can maybe get Zone 25 wrapped up for handover to Transport for New South Wales by Christmas shutdown period, or at latest start of the new year. So that'll be good. We did raise concern, Transport for New South Wales raised concern that we're getting 20 to 30 defects per completed construction zone. So this one's for Mats as well as Yob. We need to really focus on the defects that we're getting in these completed zones. Yob, who's site engineer, can you please send me the quality management plan and latest quality documentation prior to next Tuesday's meeting, so I can review the process and crack down on any gaps in quality control, because it seems to be a problem in the zones that are being classified as complete but are being handed over with numerous defects. So if you could provide that, please, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. That brings us to the next. Actually, our track 2. We issued, if you scroll up a little bit, we issued an ACONEX RFI for defect zone in 22. So that was dated the 10th of September, and we still haven't got a response. So if we could please get a response from our track, Yob, by as soon as possible, that'd be great, so we can start moving on from zone 22. Yeah, so quality assurance.
Yeah, so I'm Yob here. I'm the site engineer, and my main responsibilities are to prepare reports and schedules and to oversee the flow of work of materials and equipment on site. So prior to the construction stage, we created a quality assurance plan in order to prevent defects and mistakes. This included selecting the most durable materials for the project from reputable suppliers. When the materials were delivered, they were quality checked to ensure there were no defects. And the plan also included to create a culture within the workers to be committed to the quality of the project. This includes complying with the specifications and procedures of the company to use the best construction practices. So we also developed quality control plans, which helped prepare us for when defects and mistakes were identified. This included getting advice from structural engineers to help replace or correct defects. Supervisors were also advised to check for defects and mistakes of activities. This was done through the use of quality checklists, which include a acceptance criteria and which helps verifies if correct steps were taken and to check for requirements. So far, most of these plans have been followed through in the light rail project, as there is yet to be a major issue regarding the quality. Materials also have been checked before use, and defective ones have been returned and replaced. Mistakes have also been limited, as the culture within the workers and supervisors have been to prioritize quality. And completed works have also been protected in barriers and wrappings to maintain quality standards.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Yob. Labour and Plant, Section 6. That would be the site foreman, Ryan.
Hey, hi, team and Jared. So yeah, my name is Ryan, and I'm the site foreman for the Sydney South East Light Rail.
Yep. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, mate. So I have a widespread responsibility to ensure workmanship is kept to the highest of standards on site. Amongst maintaining quality, it is my primary task to monitor all construction tasks from surface excavation to track laying and development of stops and their facilities, keeping in mind efficiency, optimizing our productivity, as well as utilizing effective communication methods to ensure clarity and avoid any miscommunication and misunderstanding between the subcontractors, trades, and main contractors. So my day-to-day role involves engaging with main contractors and monitoring the planned works and getting carried out by experienced and skilled subcontractors. As this project key objective is to provide fast and reliable transport to the City of Sydney to ease congestion. Constructing a light rail system requires a unique style of planning and a detailed traffic management plan to segregate the high volume of vehicle and pedestrian traffic that occurs on and around the construction areas. Thus, safety is at the forefront of my mind at all times, keeping workers and the wider community safe. As to be expected with such a complex project, a site foreman needs to consider how to manage, store, and delegate resources such as equipment and material. Consequently, part of my duties include planning and organising the movement and positioning of ground equipment. With all that said, I feel privileged to be a part of an amazing team to deliver an outstanding project that will serve the community for years to come. A little bit about the project at the moment. We've currently laid over 22,000 metres of track. 4,000 of this has been in the CBD. We've got 79 smart poles that have been installed, and 9 out of the 60 light rail vehicles have arrived.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to ask, Jordan, before I continue?
No, I think that's. So you've got the construction activities and equipment locations and movement. Oh, so okay. So you're documenting all the movement of equipment and things like that between the zones. That's really good.
Yeah.
Just one thing I've read here: traffic management plan sent to Transport for New South Wales. Could you? Andrew didn't let me know about this. Could you just resend that to my email, please? And I'll get that approved by that 19th.
No worries, we'll do.
Awesome.
We'll do.
Thank you. And on average, do you think how many workers are on site for the zones that we're currently working on?
Well, we have, between stops as well as stops, we've got a lot of landscaping, concrete works, and excavations. So, yeah, we've got a lot of subcontractors, a lot of different trades. So probably between 35 to 40 mark at any given time at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool. Thank you, Ryan.
No worries.
Site instructions.
Hi guys. So apologies for the foreman's not here. So I'm the financial officer. Yeah, and I'll talk a bit about like the instructions and like a little bit more information in financial as well. So yeah. No worries. So like for now, for the site instructions, so like related to financial, so we are facing the problem of work delays. So probably purchase the material or items to ensure the price won't be on the budget, because it is assumed that it is very likely to go over budget right now. So and our re-estimated budget is to exceed $2.993 billion right now. And so my department has already handed over a briefing that states sort of the every part of the re-estimated budget. So some of it will include the already improved budget in 2015, and some of the so the deed of settlement and the remaining funds for the advance payment and some of the contingency provision. And but fortunately, our project has some investors that will support our project, so we won't shut down for now, like for financial issues. And our risk might be the insufficient funds that will cause the delay in payment to workers and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's being sorted out at the moment with mediation between transport and track too. So I think in the news business, negotiation between parties to reach conclusion ASAP. So I guess that will provide some closure on the financial situation for this project, which is good, and hopefully reach compromise for both parties. Thanks, Rachel. Thank you. Design. Nothing to report, so it's all good. And Transport for New South Wales have announced that we'll assist our track in the status of resolving all the disused utilities under George Street, just to speed up the process and minimise delay, because there's already been too many delays. Anything else? Any new business for anyone else around the table? No, nothing. Someone like to add? All good. Okay.
All good.
So thanks, guys. Our next meeting will be next Tuesday, 21st, and that'll be not Teams but in person at the transport site office. So, and just please, Yob, provide me with the quality management plan prior to Tuesday, and same with Matt's with the report for the contingency delay for the program. So, all right, guys, thanks. Thank you for meeting today. Very nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to working with you and successfully delivering this project.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.